10 behaviors a man should avoid with a woman. Stoicism, modern Stoic. Ain. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Seneca. True power lies in a man who has mastered his desires, his emotions, and his actions. A man who chooses restraint over reaction, understanding over impulse, and wisdom over pride. Life teaches the wise man that power isn't about domination, it's about integrity. Stoic philosophy reminds us that a man must not allow his passions to cloud his judgment, especially in relationships. Yet too many men let their emotional turbulence or insecurities shape their interactions, unknowingly eroding the respect they deserve. This isn't just about being a decent person. This is about embodying the character of a noble man, someone who stands firm in his values, commands respect, and nurtures connection through his steadiness. In this video, we are breaking down 9 behaviors every man must avoid in his relationship with a woman, not because society demands it, but because true wisdom teaches that a man must never lose himself in pursuit of fleeting pleasures. If you're committed to becoming the man who inspires loyalty, admiration, and lasting love, then stay with me. This could redefine how you approach your most important relationships. One, don't reveal everything about your past, especially the tough times. Men, listen closely, because this is crucial. Never reveal everything about your past, especially the tough times. Imagine your life as a treasure chest filled with memories and lessons learned the hard way. Now, would you hand over that chest to just anyone to be opened and judged? Of course not. Your past, especially the challenges you've faced, is deeply personal. It's your story, your unique journey that has shaped you into the man you are today. Revealing everything about your struggles and hardships isn't just about sharing history. It's about inviting vulnerability. You're not just recounting the past. You're handing over the very essence of your resilience and the wisdom you've gained from overcoming those hardships. Don't make the mistake of treating your life story like a casual tale to be told over a drink. Your past hardships are your fuel, your strength, and they're not for the entertainment of others. It's essential to remember that discussing the most painful parts of your journey exposes you to judgment and manipulation. The more you reveal, the more you risk your peace of mind, because you're handing someone else the power to judge, potentially to exploit your vulnerabilities. The core of your narrative should remain yours, held close and protected. Only share what is necessary for growth or trust, but never give away the very parts that make you whole. Your story is a part of your inner armor, a part that should be guarded against those who might not truly understand or appreciate it. This is a strategy, not just a cautionary tale. By protecting your story, you protect your inner strength. When you choose to be selective about what you share, you maintain control over your emotional landscape and safeguard yourself against unnecessary risks. Think about it. The more you reveal, the more you risk making yourself vulnerable to harm, especially from those who do not truly have your best interests at heart. It's not about playing games or being deceitful. It's about exercising wisdom and self-preservation. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be not careless in deeds, nor confused in words, nor rambling in thought." Your past is your foundation, and it is not to be carelessly shared with those who cannot appreciate the weight it carries. If you're ever in doubt about what to share, ask yourself this question: does this person truly deserve to know this about me? Not everyone has earned the right to hear the intimate details of your life. Only those who have proven themselves as trustworthy, understanding, and capable of handling your truth deserve access to those deeper parts of your journey. Now let's turn this into action. Start protecting your past like the valuable asset it is. Guard your narrative. Keep your secrets close to your chest. And remember, you're not obligated to share everything. Share when it's necessary for connection or growth, but never because someone expects it. You're in control of your narrative, and it's time you act like it. If you believe this is the right approach, let me know in the comments with the statement, "My past is my power. I control my narrative." Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom that helps you keep control of your life and your future. Remember, wisdom is not just about what you know, but about what you choose to reveal. 2. Don't invest too much time in them. Time is your most valuable asset. Don't allow it to be swallowed up by someone else's endless demands. Imagine throwing your greatest treasure into a bottomless well. Each moment you spend excessively catering to their needs is a moment lost forever, never to be reclaimed. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This quote cuts deep because it reminds us of how easily we can squander our most precious resource, time. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of overinvesting your time in someone who may not even recognize its worth. When you give away your time without balance, you risk losing the vibrancy and energy that should be directed toward your own growth. It's not about being selfish, it's about preserving your vitality and making sure that every moment serves a purpose. Consider this. Every second you spend mindlessly pouring into someone else's life, you're simultaneously withdrawing from your own. The longer you continue this pattern, the more distant you become from the things that truly matter to you, your passions, your dreams, and your personal evolution. Reclaiming your time isn't just a matter of setting boundaries, it's an act of self-respect. Think about the ancient Stoics. They understood the power of time and how crucial it was to make each moment meaningful. By mindfully choosing where you invest your time, you're taking charge of your destiny, making sure that you're living for what aligns with your true purpose, not someone else's agenda. Remember, you control your time. It's yours to shape and mold as you see fit. Take a moment today to reflect on how you're spending your time. Are you dedicating it to things that empower you, or are you pouring it into an empty well? It's time to step back, regain your focus, and ensure that your time is allocated to activities and people who enrich your life, not drain it. 3. Don't reshape your life to fit others. Think of your life as a complex puzzle, each piece representing a unique part of who you are. Now imagine trying to force pieces together that don't fit. It's frustrating, confusing, and ultimately, it leaves the puzzle incomplete. This is exactly what happens when you mold yourself to meet the expectations of others. Seneca wisely said, "Everywhere means nowhere." This simple yet profound statement reminds us that if we try to please everyone, we lose ourselves in the process. We scatter our efforts so thin, trying to accommodate all the demands, that we no longer know where we're heading. It's like walking in circles, feeling lost in the chaos of other people's desires for our life. Rather than blending in like a chameleon, it's time to break free from the mold. Stand tall, like a beacon of light in the dark. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs the true, authentic you. Embrace what makes you unique and stop pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in. There's no strength in blending in. Strength is in standing out, unapologetically. Life isn't about adhering to the mold others set for you. You are the author of your own story, and it's your purpose, your journey, and your vision that matter the most. So, instead of constantly trying to meet the expectations of others, focus on what aligns with your values, your passion, and your true calling. Live with intention. Live with authenticity. Paint your life's canvas with bold strokes that reflect who you truly are. not who others think you should be. If you agree that your life should reflect your true self, drop a comment below. I am who I am. I am independent and unique, and share how you are embracing your uniqueness. Like this video, subscribe for more empowering wisdom, and remember, life is a story only you can write. 4. Don't rush into becoming her boyfriend. Wait at least 6 months. Take your time before committing. Why? Because you need time to truly get to know her. In the beginning, everything feels intense. It's the honeymoon phase, and you might think she's the one. A man who values his peace doesn't rush into chaos disguised as love. One of the worst mistakes a man can make is rushing into the role of her boyfriend too soon. In a world that idolizes instant gratification, where modern dating moves fast and feelings are mistaken for facts, the real warrior slows down. He observes. He assesses. He withholds commitment like a king guards his throne. 6 months. That is your proving ground. Not for her to prove her worth to you, but for you to master your judgment, to let time strip away illusion, to see who she truly is behind the charm and curated smiles. At first, everyone puts their best foot forward. That's the honeymoon haze. The danger lies in believing that version is permanent. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Don't be afraid to look like the one who waits, because most men dive in, hoping, dreaming, only to drown later in disappointment. Not you. You are the calm in the storm. You are the observer, not the reactor. 6 months will reveal if she is kind when things go wrong, if she respects your boundaries, if she values your time or tries to control it. These things do not surface on date 1. They emerge over seasons, and while the world may mock your patience, your discipline will shield you from unnecessary pain. Take this time not just to know her, but to know yourself in relation to her. Do you feel stronger with her or more insecure? Does she pull you closer to your purpose or further from your principles? A Stoic man knows that love is not just chemistry, it's compatibility. It's not just emotion, it's alignment. So instead of locking yourself into something that feels good temporarily, invest in what will endure. And during that waiting period, you are free to explore, free to reflect, free to grow. Freedom is power. Never hand over your power because of loneliness or pressure. That is how kings fall. Let this truth burn into your mind. Commitment is not a gift to throw away. It's a weapon, a shield, and a responsibility. So wield it wisely. Take your time. She will either respect the man who leads with patience or reveal herself by walking away. Either way, you win. The greatest illusion in modern dating is that speed equals sincerity. But in reality, speed is often fear in disguise, the fear of being alone, of missing out. Don't fall for that. Reverse the pressure. Make her prove she's worth your future. That's not arrogance. That's wisdom earned through experience. If this hit home for you, like the video, subscribe for more wisdom that sharpens your mind and strengthens your soul. And comment below to make it real. I lead with patience, not pressure. Let the world know you're not just another man chasing love. You are the kind of man love has to rise up to meet. 5. Never over-apologize. Never over-apologize. This may seem harmless, even polite, but in the eyes of a woman, a man who constantly says sorry for things he didn't even do wrong slowly chips away at his own presence, his own gravity. Over-apologizing is not humility, it's submission. And a Stoic man, a man who has cultivated inner discipline and strength, never begs for validation. He acknowledges mistakes with grace, not groveling. Think of Marcus Aurelius, who once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That's the energy you need to bring. Instead of defaulting to weak apologies, shift your language. If you're late, say, "Thanks for waiting." It shows respect without sacrificing your position. You're not some boy trying to earn her approval. You're a man with responsibilities. If something went wrong, don't scramble to say, "I'm sorry." Instead, pause, breathe. Say, "I see where you're coming from." That's not weakness. That's calculated emotional control. It signals that you're not just reacting to every emotional ripple, but navigating with calm authority. And when you genuinely mess up, don't go crawling for forgiveness. Look her in the eye and say, "I'll do better next time." That's all. It's powerful. It's masculine. It's stoic. Because real strength doesn't over-explain, it corrects course and keeps walking. Women respect men who don't crumble under emotional pressure. They respect men who stay grounded. This doesn't mean be cold. It means be centered. There's a psychological effect at play here. When you apologize excessively, you train her to expect emotional dependence from you. But when you stay calm, firm, and composed, you shift the dynamic. You take control of the emotional frame. And in a world where most men are desperate to be liked, admired, or forgiven, being the man who simply stands tall and says, "I got this," is rare and magnetic. Reverse psychology works here. The less you apologize, the more respect you gain. Why? Because she starts to see you as a man who knows who he is, not a man who constantly seeks her mercy. You're not there to be rescued. You're there to lead, to be the calm in her storm, to be the man who doesn't flinch. So let this be your reminder. Don't apologize for existing. Don't apologize for being late. Don't apologize for being busy, focused, driven. Be respectful, but never needy. Never shrink yourself to earn love. It's not love if it requires you to bend your spine. Stand tall. Speak with authority. Live with self-respect. And if this message hits home, comment below. I am a grounded man. I do not beg for approval. Like this video if you know it's time to reclaim your strength. Subscribe for more hard truths. And remember, she doesn't want perfection. She wants presence. Powerful, unshakable presence. 6. Don't agree simply to satisfy them. When you constantly agree to things just to please others, you are sacrificing your own happiness. Think of it as trading in your passions and hobbies, those things that light up your soul, for activities that hold no real interest for you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." It's a powerful reminder that the way we think, the decisions we make, shape the lives we lead. When you find yourself acting against your true desires, doing things because you feel obligated, it's not surprising that a sense of frustration builds up. It's like you're walking down a path that doesn't feel right, a path that isn't yours. But here's the good news. You don't have to live this way. You don't have to be trapped in the cycle of people-pleasing. Break free from the shackles of always saying yes to avoid discomfort. Instead, embrace the powerful and liberating no. Saying no doesn't make you a villain. It makes you a person who values their time, their peace of mind, and their self-worth. It's not about being selfish. It's about respecting your own needs, understanding your limits, and setting boundaries that protect your happiness. The truth is, life is not a stage where you perform for the applause of others. It's your journey, your story to tell. Staying authentic to yourself, even when it feels difficult or when others don't understand, is the ultimate act of self-respect. Don't let anyone else dictate the terms of your happiness. If something doesn't resonate with your soul, have the courage to walk away. In doing so, you're not only protecting your peace, but also asserting your power as the protagonist of your life. As the Stoics teach us, the world will throw many distractions our way, tempting us to bend to the will of others. But true strength lies in remaining unshaken, grounded in our own values and principles. So reclaim your time, reclaim your peace, and remember, you are the hero of your story. 7. Avoid using offensive language around her. When it comes to interacting with women, one of the most important things to consider is how you communicate. A man's choice of words can say a lot about him, and if you want to be perceived as respectful, grounded, and attractive, it's crucial to avoid using offensive language around her. This doesn't mean you need to censor yourself completely or stop expressing emotion, but being mindful of the words you choose is vital. As many men often wonder, does swearing truly reflect my personality or character? The reality is that while swearing might not always correlate with a lack of intelligence, excessive use of offensive language can still affect how others perceive you. As the ancient Stoics believed, control over our emotions and impulses is key to maintaining virtue and respect. In the modern world, the way we speak reflects our inner discipline and self-mastery. Just think about it. How often do we gravitate towards someone whose words carry weight and wisdom, rather than someone who speaks carelessly, as if every frustration must be voiced in an uncouth manner? A few mild swear words here and there might not seem like a big deal, but relying too heavily on strong language over time can weaken the impact of your words, making you come across as less refined and potentially offensive. Remember, respect is one of the most attractive qualities in a man, and a well-spoken, measured approach is far more appealing than a mouthful of curse words. If you want to be someone who commands respect and admiration, don't let offensive language be a default response in challenging situations. As the great philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The key takeaway here is that your words shape how you're seen. So be deliberate in your speech. Keep your language clean. Use your words wisely. And you'll not only earn respect, but also become more appealing to the women you interact with. It's not about being perfect, but it's about showing the world your self-control and maturity. Now, I encourage you to think about your own communication style. Do you often rely on strong language, or do you choose your words with intention? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. 8. Never lose your identity in the process. Never, under any circumstance, abandon your identity to win the favor of a woman. That is not strength, that is surrender. In a world that relentlessly tries to shape you, to mold you into what others want you to be, the true Stoic man remains immovable like a mountain, unshaken by external pressures. We live in an era where men are taught to bend, to adapt, to please just to be chosen, but that is not the way of a strong, wise man. The Stoic way is one of uncompromising strength, rooted in the values that define you, not the approval or acceptance of others. The moment you begin altering yourself to fit someone else's expectations is the moment you lose your authenticity. What you're creating in that space isn't love. It's theater. And what happens in the theater? People wear masks, pretending to be something they're not. Eventually, those masks fall off, and what's left? Nothing but a hollow shell. Do not be that man who fades into the background, trying to be someone he is not. The strength of a Stoic man comes from his ability to stand firm in his identity, unwavering and unapologetic. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This is your directive. Own your standards, speak your truth, guard your boundaries as fiercely as a lion guards his territory. When you stay true to yourself, you don't need anyone's approval. You command respect simply by being authentic. Yes, some women may find your clarity intimidating, and some will walk away, but that is not a loss. It's a blessing in disguise, because the right woman is not looking for a puppet who will mold himself to her every whim. No, She's looking for a pillar of strength, someone who stands tall in his own power, someone who has the courage to be exactly who he is without apology. Remember this: a man who stands in his truth never begs to be seen. He becomes impossible to ignore. He doesn't need to seek validation from anyone because his value is already clear, unwavering, and undeniable. So, be that man. Stand in your truth and own your power. Never apologize for being who you are. If you're ready to reclaim your power and never lose yourself again, then comment below. I lead with strength, not approval. And remember, your journey doesn't stop here. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and share it with a man who needs to wake up and realize his own strength. You have the power to shape your destiny, and it all starts with embracing who you truly are. 9. Don't be afraid to walk away when it's right for you. Sometimes we become so deeply invested in relationships that we lose sight of our own worth and the path that is meant for us. The thought of walking away can feel overwhelming. Fear creeps in, whispering that we might miss out on something valuable, or worse, that we might regret leaving. This fear keeps us tethered to situations that no longer serve us, situations that drain our energy and suppress our potential. But this is where the wisdom of the Stoics holds its ground. Peace of mind, personal growth, and living in alignment with our core values should never be sacrificed for the sake of holding on to something that no longer nourishes us. The Stoic principle of resilience teaches us that we must preserve our well-being at all costs, even when the cost is a relationship that has outlived its purpose. As the great Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This profound statement reminds us that the way we think shapes the life we live. If we allow ourselves to remain in relationships that compromise our mental peace, undermine our integrity, or block our personal progress, we are essentially choosing unhappiness. Walking away is not an act of failure. Rather, it is an act of profound self-respect. It is the recognition that our peace and mental clarity are more valuable than the comfort of familiarity. Sometimes, the best decision we can make is to leave what is no longer contributing to our growth and begin anew. There is power in knowing when to say, "Enough is enough." It's a mark of wisdom and self-love to understand that we are worthy of relationships that elevate us, not ones that drag us down. This does not mean abandoning love or giving up on people. It means choosing to protect your own peace and focusing on what truly matters: your values, your happiness, and your future. Walking away from what no longer serves you doesn't mean you are quitting. It means you are making room for better things, better people, better opportunities, and better alignment with your purpose. It's about reclaiming your energy and your life, asserting your worth, and stepping confidently toward the future that awaits you. We must remind ourselves that it is far better to be alone than to remain in a situation that stifles our potential and dims our light. Loneliness, in this context, becomes a space for self-discovery, personal growth, and the freedom to pursue what truly aligns with who we are becoming. The fear of solitude may seem daunting, but in reality, it is a fertile ground for reinvention and rejuvenation. Embrace it as an opportunity to build the life you truly deserve, a life that reflects your highest aspirations and deepest values. The fear of missing out, the fear of regret, and the fear of being alone, these are the things that keep us stuck in situations that no longer serve us. But when we break free of these fears, we make space for new, fulfilling experiences that are in harmony with who we are at our core. As we walk away, we are not running from something. We are stepping into something better. The strength lies not in staying in something that diminishes us, but in recognizing when to leave it behind with grace and courage, Trust yourself enough to know that by walking away from what no longer fits, you are creating space for what will. The journey is not easy, but it is one worth taking. With every step you take away from a relationship that no longer serves your higher self, you step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Remember, self-respect, peace, and personal growth are your true priorities, and they are worth any temporary discomfort that comes with letting go. When you do, you make room for the richness of life, full of possibilities, new connections, and a future that is yours to shape. So trust in your ability to know when it's time to let go and walk toward the life that calls you forward. 10. Don't confuse her kindness with flirting. When dealing with a woman, it's crucial to distinguish between kindness and romantic interest. Women, by nature, are empathetic and caring, but their kindness doesn't always signal romantic intentions. Many men, however, often misinterpret this kindness as flirting or romantic interest, leading them to make assumptions that can misguide their actions. To understand the difference, think of your conversations like a game of ping pong. In ping pong, the ball is constantly exchanged. It's a back and forth dynamic. A healthy conversation, just like that game, requires both parties to contribute. If you find yourself doing all the talking, asking questions without much response or engagement from her side, it's like playing ping pong alone. She's being polite, sure, but she's not interested in taking things further. This lack of reciprocity indicates that her kindness is just that, kindness, not a signal of romantic attraction. On the other hand, if she's matching your energy, engaging in the conversation, asking you questions, and showing curiosity about your life, this is a clear sign that she's not just being polite. She's genuinely interested in you. When a woman shows a deeper level of engagement, it's not just a sign of friendly conversation, but an indicator that she values you as more than just an acquaintance. This is where the line between kindness and flirting becomes clearer. So, pay attention to the signals. If the conversation is flowing both ways and she's actively involved, that's the moment you know you're not just a subject of her politeness, but someone she's invested in on a more personal level. Understanding this subtle difference will help you avoid misreading the situation, allowing you to approach her with greater clarity and confidence. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. What should you do? These are the things you should never do with women. So what are the things you should do? Now here. I will show you how to pick up girls for serious guys. However, remember this. When conquering, don't act too serious. Most girls want someone serious in a relationship, but absolutely not the kind of serious guy who's too rigid. You, what do you think of me? Girl, I think you seem serious. When a girl says this, don't get ahead of yourself. Oh, she thinks I'm mature, responsible, knows how to take care of work and family. Well, hold on. She even says she wants a serious, long-term relationship. If I'm not her number one choice, then whose choice am I? No. When a girl says you're serious, besides the obvious meaning that your face looks super serious, it also means that when she's with you, she doesn't feel anything. Seriously. I'm not kidding. A good, bland, serious guy is basically the same as the rest. If a girl wants to compliment your determination or success in work, she'll say something like, "You seem mature and composed." That's the real compliment. So when she says you seem serious, it's not a green light, it's a pretty solid red. You should be cautious. Here are some tips on how to approach dating as a serious guy if you want to succeed with women. Dating isn't always about fun jokes or witty lines. For serious, stiff guys who aren't great at communication or joking, expressing feelings might be more challenging. But don't worry, The Man Century will share effective dating strategies for these types of guys. You don't need to change yourself to fit into playful flirting styles. You can win her heart with sincerity, seriousness, and refinement. 1. Confidence is the most important factor. Confidence is more than just a trait. It's the foundation on which great relationships are built. It is the quiet assurance in your own worth, not because you're looking for validation, but because you believe in who you are. This internal belief in yourself is magnetic, and women find themselves drawn to men who are secure in their own skin. When a man exhibits true confidence, it's clear that he doesn't feel the need to prove himself to others, and this authenticity is deeply attractive. Confidence isn't about dominating a conversation or making grandiose statements. It's about your presence and how you carry yourself in any situation. When you are confident, you become a beacon of emotional stability and strength, two qualities that are essential in any lasting relationship. A confident man is someone who is calm under pressure, who makes decisions without hesitation, and who doesn't seek approval for his choices. Confidence also reflects emotional maturity. It shows that you are comfortable in your own skin, and when a woman sees this, it gives her the assurance that you can handle the complexities of life and relationships. Confidence gives you the ability to navigate awkward situations, challenges, and disagreements with grace, which are all inevitable in any relationship. Practical tip. If you struggle with confidence, start by embracing self-affirmation techniques. These are simple exercises you can do daily to strengthen your self-belief. Stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself, and say things like, "I am enough," or "I am a strong person with value." Over time, these affirmations will naturally build your self-confidence, making you more authentic and grounded. 2. Listen and pay attention to her. Being a great listener is one of the most underrated skills a man can have. Women often mention that one of the things they appreciate most in a serious partner is the ability to listen attentively. When you listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart and mind, you show that you value her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. You show her that her voice matters, and that her emotions are valid. Listening goes beyond hearing her words. It means actively engaging in the conversation, reflecting on what she's saying, and showing empathy. Women feel truly connected to men who understand them, who listen with the intent to understand, rather than with the intent to respond. When you give her your full attention, you show respect for her feelings and demonstrate emotional maturity, a quality that is essential for building a lasting and meaningful relationship. Listening also helps you learn more about her values, her desires, her fears. By paying close attention, you can understand her better, which allows you to navigate the relationship in a way that respects her needs and boundaries. This can deepen your emotional connection and lay the foundation for a healthy and strong relationship. Practical tip. Don't just ask questions for the sake of asking. When she talks about something important to her, make sure you follow up with questions that show genuine curiosity. For example, if she talks about a challenge she's facing at work, ask her, what part of that experience has been the hardest for you? This type of question invites her to share her deeper feelings, and you'll build trust as she knows you're listening and truly care. 3. Be genuine, don't pretend. Authenticity is a powerful force in relationships. Women appreciate men who are real with them, not the version of a man that's trying to impress, but the man who embraces his true self. When you're genuine, you're telling her that you're willing to show up exactly as you are, flaws and all. This openness creates a safe space for her to be herself as well, which is crucial for any relationship to grow. Pretending to be someone you're not may get you a short-term win, but it won't lead to a meaningful connection. Genuine love and attraction are built on honesty, not masks or facades. If you act like someone else, she'll eventually see through it, and the relationship will lack the depth it needs to thrive. By showing up as the real you give her the opportunity to fall for you, not a version of you that doesn't exist. Sincerity and vulnerability are incredibly powerful. When you share your true feelings, whether it's telling her about your passions, your fears, or your dreams, you invite her into your world. This openness fosters trust, and trust is the cornerstone of any great relationship. Practical tip: instead of using surface-level compliments or grand gestures to impress her, try focusing on real, meaningful praise. For instance, if she tells you about a project she's working on, instead of just saying, "That sounds great," say, "I really admire how committed you are to your work. It's inspiring." By complimenting her qualities rather than just her looks, you show that you value her on a deeper level. 4. Plan thoughtful, polite dates. Serious men understand that planning a date isn't about impressing someone with how much money you can spend, but about showing them that you've thought of them and what they would enjoy. When you plan a date, it's not just about finding the trendiest spot in town or choosing the fanciest restaurant. It's about curating an experience that reflects both of your personalities and interests. Thoughtful planning shows a level of care and responsibility that is highly valued in serious relationships. Women are not looking for lavish displays of wealth, but for meaningful gestures that reflect your attention to detail and understanding of her preferences. The setting should be one that allows both of you to enjoy each other's company, talk, and truly connect. It's the thought and effort that go into planning a date that counts, not the cost. Whether it's a cozy dinner at a restaurant you know she's been dying to try, or a quiet walk in a park where you can talk freely, the goal is to create an atmosphere where both of you can relax, enjoy each other's presence, and deepen your connection. It's about giving her an experience that feels special because it's tailored to her. Practical tip: when planning a date, think about her likes and dislikes. If she loves nature, a hike or a visit to a botanical garden might be perfect. If she's an art lover, a visit to a museum followed by a casual cafe could be a great choice. By planning dates that match her interests, you show that you've been paying attention to what makes her happy. 5. Don't be afraid to show interest subtly. You don't have to be the funny guy to show that you care. Often, it's the subtle, thoughtful gestures that speak volumes in a relationship. Simple acts of kindness, like holding the door for her, helping her with her jacket, or offering her your seat, can make a huge impact. These actions show that you're paying attention to her needs and that you respect her. The key here is that these gestures shouldn't feel forced or contrived. They should feel natural and genuine. Showing interest doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes it's in the little things. These thoughtful actions signal to her that you care about her well-being and are there to support her, not just in big moments but in the small, everyday ones. Practical tip: pay attention to the moments when you can step in and offer support without being asked. For example, if it's cold outside, offer her your jacket. If she mentions she's had a long day, ask if she wants to relax with you over coffee or tea. These thoughtful acts show that you are tuned into her and that you want to make her life easier and more pleasant. 6. Avoid inappropriate jokes. Humor is a great way to connect, but it's important to use it wisely. Not everyone has the same sense of humor, and what might be funny to you could be uncomfortable or off-putting to someone else. This is especially true when you're getting to know someone on a deeper level. Trying to impress her with inappropriate jokes or off-color humor is a quick way to lose her interest. It's essential to be sensitive to her comfort level and avoid humor that might cross boundaries. Instead of relying on humor, focus on having meaningful conversations that allow her to open up about her thoughts and feelings. If you're unsure about a joke, it's better to err on the side of caution and avoid it. Humor is great when it's shared between people who feel comfortable with each other, but it should never be used to mask insecurity or create tension. Practical tip: If you're unsure whether a joke is appropriate, choose to talk about topics that you both find interesting. Share stories, experiences, or insights that encourage her to engage with you in a thoughtful and relaxed manner. 7. Be patient and don't rush. Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to dating. Serious relationships are built over time, and rushing things can lead to unnecessary pressure and misunderstandings. When you take your time and allow things to unfold naturally, it creates a space for trust and emotional intimacy to develop. This doesn't mean you shouldn't express interest or intentions, but rather that you should give her the time and space she needs to process her feelings at her own pace. Being patient shows maturity and emotional stability. It demonstrates that you're not looking for a quick fix or a fling, but are interested in building something real and lasting. This allows her to feel comfortable with you, knowing that you're in no rush and that you genuinely respect her boundaries. Practical tip. When you sense she's not ready to move forward with something, take a step back. Let her lead when it comes to pacing, and don't push for quick answers. Letting the relationship develop at a natural pace allows both of you to feel more secure and confident in the bond you're building. 8. Ask questions that encourage openness. Great relationships are rooted in great conversations, and the key to meaningful conversations is asking questions that allow for deep, authentic exchanges. While it's fine to ask about surface-level topics like work or hobbies, the best conversations happen when you dive into more personal subjects that reveal her dreams, fears, and values. Asking these deeper questions helps to build emotional intimacy and shows that you care about who she truly is, not just the persona she shows to the world. The goal here is to create an environment where she feels comfortable enough to share her thoughts without feeling judged or rushed. Thought-provoking questions give her the space to open up, and the more you learn about her, the stronger your connection becomes. Practical tip. Avoid asking questions that feel too transactional or routine. Instead, ask questions like, what's something you've always wanted to do but haven't had the chance to yet? Or, what's one thing you feel proud of that most people don't know about you? These questions help you learn more about her on a deeper level. 9. Show appreciation when she shares her feelings. Even if you're not the best at expressing your feelings verbally, you can still show that you appreciate her by the way you listen and respond. When she opens up to you, whether about something big or small, your response should be one of empathy and understanding. Showing genuine appreciation for her honesty strengthens the bond and helps her feel valued. Practical tip. When she shares something personal, look at her with genuine interest. Acknowledge what she's saying by nodding or giving a thoughtful response. If it's something emotional, show empathy with a simple, "I can understand that," or "that must have been hard." These small acts of validation will make her feel truly heard and supported. How to show it? When she shares something important, show empathy through your eyes and gestures. Avoid interrupting her or ignoring her. Instead, show that you care and listen fully. A serious, stiff guy who's not good at joking can still successfully date, as long as you know how to show sincerity, politeness, and respect. Always be yourself. Don't try to change to fit any flirting style. She will appreciate your patience, kindness, and thoughtful actions. Remember, dating is not a competition. It's a journey to build a relationship. Let everything happen naturally and believe that genuine feelings will lead to the best outcome. Thank you for joining me today as we delved into the powerful lessons from Stoic philosophy and the 9 things a man should avoid when navigating relationships with women. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible power of your choices and the deep wisdom that lies within you. Remember, life is a series of decisions, and you are the one who holds the power to shape your story. The choices you make reflect who you are at your core, And it's crucial that those choices are rooted in your true self, not in the expectations or demands of others. As you move forward, focus on cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, fairness, and self-restraint. These timeless qualities are far more important than conforming to societal pressures. When you nurture these, you are building a foundation for a life that is fulfilling, authentic, and true to your deepest values. The Stoics teach us that the essence of freedom lies within us, our ability to control our thoughts, our actions, and our responses to the world around us. In moments when you feel pressured to conform, to give away your time, or to bend to someone else's will, take a step back and remind yourself, you have the power to choose. You don't need to follow someone else's script for your life. Instead, carve out your own path, one that is firmly rooted in your principles and in the person you are becoming. This journey is yours to navigate. The Stoics believed that by understanding our inner strength and our capacity for self-discipline, we can overcome external chaos and find peace within ourselves. So, when life presents challenges, when others push you to fit into boxes that don't align with who you are, stand firm. You don't have to compromise your integrity or your well-being to please others. You have the right to honor your truth and walk a path that reflects your unique essence. Now is the time for change. If you recognize the need to leave behind old habits and behaviors that no longer serve you, I encourage you to make that commitment today. Take control of your destiny and embrace the power that comes from making decisions that truly align with your values. Strive to become the best version of yourself, regardless of the obstacles that may arise. If this message has resonated with you, I invite you to support this journey by tapping the like button, subscribing to join our growing community, and sharing your thoughts in the comments section. Let's continue to nurture this conversation together and build a community that is dedicated to personal growth, self-reflection, and resilience. Thank you for being a part of this journey today. Your presence here is a testament to your commitment to growth and transformation. Until we meet again, stay present, stay resilient, and always embrace the Stoic mindset. Let's continue to walk this path of wisdom and self-mastery together.